All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Autistic Ramblings podcast. Today I've got two guests. I've got Mr. Redacted and Mr. Zero in chat.
Hey
Is that
guys.
the actual name of the podcast?
Yes, Autistic
Okay.
Ramblings. Y'all thought I was joking.
Hey,
No,
look, I'm
I'm
here
here
for
for it.
autistic ramblings, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
I
fine by
figure I'm
me.
like, dude, that's all I do, man. Just get autistic about things I like and ramble, you know? I don't
Well,
know today's subject, suggested by our good friend Banana Man. He said millennials are spending millions chasing nostalgia. And yeah, I looked up some prices of things that millennials buy, and wrote down a few questions. I realize now they sound kind of retarded. How could you miss Bill Clinton if you were born in 1996? You didn't even know who he was. But yeah, man, I feel like millennials really are spending a lot of money. Like, especially I've seen so many girls on Facebook dating who are like, 5 to 6 years older than me, and they have no kids, never been married, and they live in a nice house, and they expect the same of their partner, right? And they expect them to have a lot of money because they're these professional career women. And honestly, it makes me sad to see those type of women.
yeah. Well, I think the problem with that is they chose a career over a family, which, good on them. But ultimately, I feel as though uh, we're experiencing plummeting birth rates across the globe currently.
Yeah,
Japan, Russia, if, even China. So, I mean, seeing that in the U.S. is kind of I don't want to say disturbing, but it does make me think that we're being misled to not have children until we're well established. And I think that's not entirely wrong, but I also think that people can become well established while parenting. I think that's entirely within the realm of possibility.
Oh, absolutely. It's yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'd have to say I agree. And I mean, the reason it makes me sad is because I feel like society has like lied to these women and told them like, in order to be happy, you must have a six-figure career. You must have your own house you bought by yourself. You must have X, Y, and Z. And then they didn't say, oh, hey, by the way, motherhood is like one of the most fulfilling jobs, if not the most fulfilling job for many women. And yeah, it's real sad, man, because like men, like for me, I'm still getting my shit together. But I know I'll be potent until I'm in my 40s, maybe even my 50s. I could still have kids.
Definitely
And
into
not
your
that I.
40s.
Hell, man, Al Pacino had a kid at 80. I think we're fine.
Yeah,
Al
bro.
Pacino,
Like,
80 now?
Something like that. I mean,
Jesus.
I can look this up. Let's see.
Dude, don't.
Al
Don't. I already
Pacino.
feel old enough. Like, don't do this to me.
dude,
He
Al Pacino's been
is.
old my whole life, dude. I'm only
I hate
28, so.
you. I hate you so much right now.
It's all good, bro. We love. You're our resident
85.
grandpa.
My God, don't
85?
let there be
Holy
light. I was
shit.
the one that lit the match.
Oh man. Yeah, no, I think one of the things that we're struggling with as a society to comprehend is that things are going to evolve, things are going to change, and this is one of the change that I don't necessarily think is for the betterment of society. Um, but yet, especially myself, we yearn for that sense of childhood, which I guess brings us to our topic of nostalgia and why we're spending so much money to keep that that what's the word I'm looking for here?
Like, keep that feeling alive almost.
Yeah, and with kids, you don't have that feeling. Actually, with my little one, I've developed a new nostalgic, uh, more of a childlike endearment for play. Because I'll see toys and stuff that I had when I was a kid, even a little bit older than her, and remember them and think fondly of them. So I'm excited to share all of that with her. So I think that's definitely part of why nostalgia is definitely a good reason to consider having children.
Well, you can have nostalgia and have fond memories and even relive those memories of things that you did when you were a child without even having, with children.
Yeah,
So,
that's
a little bit of background on me. My wife and I weren't able to have kids for medical reasons. She's uh, anyway. So we weren't able to have children for medical reasons, and so I've come to the point in my life now where I've actually started going back and looking at things from my childhood and kind of reliving that. I don't, my nieces are getting older now, they're growing up. I don't really have anyone to share that with. So I'm reliving it myself. I get to have that all over again. And there's a lot of things that I've forgotten about and that I can just kind of re experience, if that makes sense.
what's been your favorite so far?
I mean, honestly, just trying to find well, like with cancel culture today, like there are toys from my childhood that are canceled, like jarts. Do either of you know what jarts even are?
I have no idea what jarts
Starts?
is. That
Okay,
sounds like something you do in your pants.
so jarts were lawn darts. Okay, there were these
Oh, I
weighted
remember.
weighted darts with plastic fins, and they were like a half a pound each or something. They were ridiculous, and it was like a bastardized game of horseshoes. It came with a little
Clunkers.
plastic hoop in the two plastic hoops in the box, and you would put this plastic hoop at your feet, and essentially have the person across from you, however many feet away you decided to be, I don't remember what the box said, throw these weighted, spiked plastic fin darts at you and try to land them in the hoop. Well, as kids, we never played the game like it was supposed to be played. We would toss them straight up in the air, watch them come down and land, 3 inches in front of our face between our feet. So it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
goofy shit
man.
like that where you can just have a good time with it and just kind of bring it back to your childhood.
Yeah.
I just I don't know why when you were talking about that, it made me think of like playing dodgeball with bricks. It's just it's kind of like, man, like I'm sure this would be fun. It's all fun and games till someone gets a lawn dart to the fucking head.
Dude, true story.
That's why they got banned.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
Uh,
I'm what they call an elder millennial, dude. I was born in 1981. I'm at the beginning of the millennial thing. I'm an old guy now. It is what it is. Uh, I had an analog childhood. Like my childhood didn't involve any sort of computers. PC. We didn't even have a PC in my house until I was 13 years old. So we would do things like we would go out and everybody would bring a belt, and we would just have a fight in the street with belts, and we'd whip each other's ass with belts, and that was fun. Like that's what we called entertainment back in the day.
We used to have apple fights.
Apple, yeah, oh
My,
dude, apple fights? Are you
hmm
kidding me? Apples and peaches both. Peaches explode if they get soft enough.
Oh yeah. Well, we had a
yeah.
crabapple tree growing out the back of my grandmother's house,
Yeah, don't eat those,
and
by
me,
the way. I
no, no,
found that
no,
out the hard
no.
way.
We knew that we bit into one, and then we were like immediately disgusted. But all the like 5 or 6 of us would gather up as many apples as we could shake off the tree into our shirts and just huck them at each other.
Oh,
Man,
absolutely.
that
Even
reminds
now
me
at
of eating.
43, that sounds like a good time. Like I'd be down for that.
That sounds really fun. I remember we were talking about don't eat crab apples. Brought me back to when I ate way too many kumquats and shit through a window screen at my grandma's house.
Same
It
thing.
was it was terrible, man.
Oh
It
dear.
yeah, and I got that phrase from my grandpa. I grew up, with a mix of my parents and my grandparents. My grandparents were born in 1955, and my grandpa always say, "Oh, that'll make you shit through a window screen," and
Hmm.
yeah, he wasn't far off. That's for sure.
Well, I'm just curious. Were you like pressed up against it, or did you pull it off of the windows to sift through it for whatever reason? I don't know.
I think
No,
the whole
that's
phrase is you could shit through a screen and not hit a wire. I think that's the phrase that
Mm.
it's supposed to
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Oh,
didn't like physically take off a window screen and go shit in the toilet through it.
it was just
I mean, I wouldn't put it past you, but here we are.
Yeah,
well, if you swallowed a ring or something, maybe.
Oh well, that's actually not
I
a
don't know.
bad
I would just
idea.
say bye bye to the ring, dude. I'm not digging through poop.
Now, if you spend that kind of money on a ring, man. Now,
Yeah, that's
either
fair.
way, yeah, that's I miss a lot of phrases that are no that are now looked down upon.
Such as, I ask
Um,
with trepidation.
Tread lightly.
One of my favorite ones is my mother always used to say, I'm sweating like a whore in church." That's
Oh
a
yeah,
fun
Oh,
one.
yeah.
okay.
It's very mild stuff.
Some words are making a comeback though, like retarded. That word made a comeback.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
that.
and it's such a good description for things, right?
Oh,
You know, because
yeah.
it's not like you're trying to disparage a group of people who are mentally challenged. You're just saying like, when your friends are being super stupid, it's like, dude, that's retarded. You know?
When your friend is leaning out of a window drunk with a beer in hand from
Yeah,
your car, yelling at cops, retarded.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Yes. When your platoon sergeant is in the passenger seat of your car and you pull up to Hooters and he yells to the waitress that's on the deck, "Hey baby, come here, let me pee on you." That's retarded.
Oh, okay.
yeah. When you go around a curve at 85 miles an hour, not expecting to have something go bad, only to roll your car 4 times, and walk out by the grace of God. Yeah, that was retarded. That's my
Hmm.
retarded story.
I had something similar happen. I was driving a Tahoe, the 2000 Tahoe, bald tires, rain.
Oh God.
Not just any kind of rain, heavy. This is Houston rain at the time.
Oh gosh, man.
Oh yeah, and going around a curve at like 1 in the morning, and all of a sudden, I feel my back end slip out on me. I end up backwards, spin across a median, and 360 onto the curb, facing correct direction of traffic.
Oh gosh.
It was. I'm very surprised I didn't roll. I near shit myself.
Yeah, man. My dad used to have a Jeep Liberty, and I loved that thing. I thought it was so cool, until I got older and realized like, oh, the XJ Cherokee's a lot cooler.
Hmm.
But man, he apparently it was raining one time, and he spun out in that thing, and dude, I swear he sold it like, less than a month. And that thing was gone. I think it was like the next week that thing was gone. Um, Yeah, I remember I used to like purposely send my truck around corners. I had a F-150, a single cab short bed, and so I had no weight in the rear because I never
Hmm.
kept anything in the bed. And especially when it was
Oh,
raining,
Peyton the
man,
princess.
oh yeah, I would just send it all around every corner I could.
Yeah, that's fun. I miss my little Ranger. Just
Dude, Ford
dropping.
Rangers are awesome, man.
Oh yeah, especially the early models.
Oh
Like
yeah, dude.
I had a 90. No, I had a 2001 Ranger with the 5 speed, not granny speed, with the 5 speed,
Okay.
and it didn't even need to be raining or anything, and I just pop the clutch and drop it into second and pop it around a corner. So much fun.
Oh, I bet, man. That
Uh,
sounds fun.
it got me into a lot of trouble
Yeah,
several
with
times.
with like the second gen Ford Rangers like you had, bro. Like I feel like only two types of guys own those, and it's either young dudes, right? And you got to be nice to them because it's like, hey, you're getting into the truck world, you know, you're
Hmm.
doing a good job, you're taking your first step in, or it's old guys and they're mean as shit all the time, dude. Every old guy I've met who drives a second gen Ranger is just the meanest son of a bitch you meet all day.
Really?
Yeah,
Maybe it's different
yeah, I
down here in the
remember.
South, man. I haven't seen a second gen Ranger in probably a decade.
Well, here in Texas, man, there's a third type of guy who drives a second gen Ranger, and it's like the hardest working Mexican dude you'll ever meet.
Hmm. That's
See,
yeah, because it was
They all
cheap.
drive F-150s with ladder racks on them here.
Okay. Yeah, we have a lot of those in the construction business down here. Um, but man, let me tell you, I'll see a few guys in the neighborhood who do lawns, and they have all got a second gen Ranger, usually a single cab, with just so much shit in the back that it looks squatted. It's crazy.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Those things have run forever, though. I gotta say,
Hmm.
that's probably one of the best trucks Ford's ever made.
Oh, for
Yeah, that's why
sure.
they stopped making them for a while.
Yep.
Couldn't
The new
make any
Rangers
money
are
on
kind of
something.
gay.
No, I like the new Rangers. My mother has one. Um, she's got it all fucking loaded out. She's got a a roof rack, like it's a legitimate rack, and then she's got lights literally all like on every corner, just about.
So I don't think this is the right time to be talking about your mother-in-law's rack, sir.
No, my mother.
Oh,
Oh
your mother.
wow,
Wow.
that's
Hey,
it's
how you
never the right
doing?
time for that.
So is she single?
No, you don't
Damn.
want to date her. Trust me.
You don't know what I want. You're not the boss of me.
Man, this conversation's already getting derailed. Hey, let me tell you though, second gen are nostalgic. If I had to pick a
Absolutely.
Ford, it would be either that or like an OBS with that 7.3.
Yeah.
See, I'm going S10 all day long, man. It's just
Yeah. Well, that's if I had to pick a Ford.
They
I'm
weren't
more
as
of a Chevy
popular as
guy.
the Ranger though.
Unfortunately.
Like they didn't. They just don't last as long. You don't see them on the road anymore. I see Rangers all the time.
dude, I
Very
haven't
rarely will I see like a mint condition S10.
I haven't seen a Ford Ranger or an S10 in at least a decade. Like seriously, they are non-existent here.
Mm.
Dang, man.
And I
Because,
feel
well,
like
you're
I've
in the
been kind of
southeast,
gypped,
right?
man. I miss that. Like I learned how to drive in what a '98 Ford Ranger was the truck I learned how to drive a car in.
Hmm.
Was it standard?
Yes, it actually was
Nice.
5 speed, and it was white
Oh
with
yeah.
light blue interior.
I learned how to drive on my buddy's '93 Squarelight Jeep. First time taking it out, I kind of left the parking brake on. Oops.
That's
I
the
bet he was real
emergency.
happy with you.
Oh no, he was not. He
That's
was
the
not.
emergency. Make the car smell funny. Pedal.
Oh no, he left it on, and I forgot to pull it up because he didn't mention anything about it. And then I'm like, why is it? Why am I not getting any power here? And he goes, hold on. Gets out, comes to my side, and he's like, he pops the thing up, and he's like, just scoot over. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. He did let me drive it again after that because I knew now.
See, that's a cool buddy. For me, I would have been like, "Nah, you're gonna fuck my truck up. Not happening."
Right.
Yeah, well, he had these big ass 35-inch tires on it.
Wait, you learned how to drive in a manual lifted Ranger with 35s?
No, it was a Jeep Wrangler.
Oh, a
It was
Wrangler.
a,
Sorry.
it was a '93 Square Light.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And he had 35-inch tires on it, and that was his pride and joy. We had so much fun in that damn thing. We took it down to the beach. You know, we drove all over the place. Fucking you name it.
Heck yeah, man.
You know, man, on the topic of nostalgia, we've talked about our nostalgic cars. One thing that is weird to me is how high priced old game systems have become, especially Nintendo game systems.
Right.
Like, if you go to, I mean, GameStop's always insanely expensive for like the worst quality shit, but there's a place not too far from me called Game Over, and dude, I've seen the prices rise on like NESs and even on GameCubes, and I'm just like, how, dude? Like, it used to be like 10 years ago, you could get a GameCube for like $20, and now I've seen them for like $50, $60.
Dude,
That's
my
because
mom actually called me. I guess this was about 6 months ago now. She said, I found a box of yours in the attic and it's got some stuff in it. You want to come and get it or do you want me to throw it away? I said, I'll come look, see what it is. There was a shoe box that had my old Super Nintendo in it and like 12 games. And all the cords and the controllers and everything that go with it. And I haven't hooked it up yet. But I fully intend to hook that thing up and just try to play some of these old games.
man, you
Damn,
could
bro.
retire now.
Dude, right? Like I have and it was mine. It's my original SNES.
That's one thing I do wish that I held on to because I had an SNES, and then we traded that in for the 64, And then the 64 I traded in for the PS1, and then that ended up going into buying a brand new PS2 when they first came out.
So, what was the first game you bought for the PS1? What is the first CD based game you bought and played?
I actually didn't buy any,
Okay, or
but
got.
my uncle gave me Mortal Kombat.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, that shit
Exactly.
was lit.
We would take it down the street to my buddies when we lived in Atlanta, and we would sit there and play Mortal Kombat for hours. That was a good time in life. I
Yeah,
didn't
I
know
remember
anything.
my uncle had a PS1, and I can't remember where I'd play it, man, because like my dad had a house, but it wasn't in the best neighborhood, so we lived with my grandma, and I think my uncle lived there for a little bit, and whenever we'd go over, I would play it, and I remember playing Madden, and dude, I was so ass. I could never tell what team I was on. I would get sacked like every time. I never got a point in that game. I mean, I was like 5 or 6 though, so. Crazy thing is though, now you see like 6-year-olds playing fucking Fortnite.
I have never played Fortnite.
I'll be honest with you,
What's
it's pretty
Fortnite?
fun.
Uh, I just haven't gotten on board with it, and I still don't see the appeal. Maybe this is me showing my age because I'm an old fuck, but I still don't see the appeal of like Roblox or any of the freaking the weird blocky, bizarre, purposely shitty pixelated games.
Oh man, I love Minecraft, bro.
I don't get it. It makes no sense to me.
I think Minecraft is nice for the creativity aspect of it. You want to nourish that imagination. Minecraft is definitely the game to do that. It also, I like it, and I don't play Minecraft anymore. Not that I wouldn't. It's just I don't really. It's a lot more fun with friends, where you can build a world. And I think coming along, the updates and add-ons they've done with it, I think they've really helped develop something for an imagination outlet, like a creative outlet for kids, so, or adults even. So I'm very much fond of Minecraft, but as far as fork knife goes, I think it's just a money grab. Um, because now all the people talk about are, do you have this skin, or do you have these shoes, or this car, or
I
you know
blame EA for that entire freaking platform.
absolutely
Like because
not
here
EA.
we are. This is a nostalgia episode, so here we are. I remember buying games, and the game was complete. There was no DLC. The game that
Hmm.
you paid $60 for and came home with was the game that you had, and it was a complete game, and you were happy with it because it was a full game. There wasn't any, you know, add-ons. There wasn't any skins. There wasn't any new levels. There wasn't any new
No updates,
no
no fucking
updates. None of
updates
that
every
shit.
two
Like
weeks.
yeah, like I don't understand that, and people look forward to that shit. Like, oh, they just dropped the new DLC. I'm like, who the fuck cares? Why didn't you buy the complete game when you bought it the first time?
Hold on, I have a quandary with that, because I think it's so. Did you ever hear about No Man's Sky?
Yes, I never got into it, but as far as I can tell, I'm way late to that game. If I tried to get into it now, I'd get my ass owned.
Oh, it's not PvP or anything. But regardless, that's beside the point. The point I'm trying to make here is when they first launched it, it was a massive disappointment because they launched it early. What they had been talking about were future updates, and not necessarily DLC, and I can get into that in a second, but I think the idea is with some of these games, they're releasing an incomplete game, which is fine because it allows for people to watch the progression. And I think that also will instill some sense of nostalgia. Oh, you remember when we couldn't do this? Or
Right,
when it was so basic that it just you were identifying planets and animals?
right. But as
I
long as
get
they're
that.
updating it and they're giving you that update that goes, you're going into it. with an incomplete game, and they're giving you those updates as it goes along. Instead of here's an incomplete game. If you want the new update, it's going to be $15 more. Here's a new update. If you want it, it's going to be $25 more. Here's a new, and it just goes on ad infinitum, and you just wind up just forking over a shitload of money for a game that should have been complete to begin with.
That's why I'm. The cool part about all of these updates is, at least for No Man's Sky, was it's free. They
Right,
just
and
add
that's the way it
things.
should
It's
be.
like, hmm
Yeah,
now
that's how I feel about it. I don't like paid for DLCs personally. To me, that's just more of a money grab. Yeah, and it usually doesn't add anything to the game.
I have to disagree to some extent. If we're gonna get into DLCs, I am a fan of the Fallout series.
So I've
Oh,
Doesn't
never
matter.
played
100%. I'm a
Fallout.
Bethesda fanboy. Like, I'll be the first one to
Right.
tell
So
you.
you get it. You get it.
Yeah, like
Lonesome
buggy
Road.
first editions and all. Yeah, I'm here for it. But
Yep.
like, you know, like used to like when you buy the new Fallout game, like it was a complete game. You could play the entire game and have a satisfying gaming experience with a complete game that led to a conclusion and an ending. Like you
I
didn't
found
have to
out
have the
about
DLC,
Fallout
huh?
in a fucking Blockbuster. I found out about Fallout in a Blockbuster.
Really? Which
Hmm
one? Like
It
which
was
Fallout?
Fallout 3.
Wow,
Yeah, it was in their discount bin too.
dude, you're old.
I know. But I think that was shortly before they even started releasing DLCs for Fallout 3, because Fallout 3 wasn't as promoted as like Call of Duty,
Right.
which
Call of Duty, like in that genre of game, is arguably the most popular and the most promoted, though.
Oh yeah, for
FPS all the
sure.
way, absolutely.
Yeah.
Where you had games like Medal of Honor that actually had a historical aspect to them.
Oh, that was
And
such a good series.
dude, wasn't it? In my opinion, it was
Hmm
better than Fallout. Or sorry, not Fallout, but
I was about to call blasphemy right there.
no, no, but
Call of
no, like
Duty is what you meant?
yeah, Call of Duty. Like
Okay.
the Medal of Honor games are better than Call of Duty because you had the before each level, like a bridge too far and all that. It gave you a breakdown of what actually happened, what the historical thing was in World War II, and then you got to replay that and try to, you know, replicate the same thing that these guys actually did in combat against the Nazis. Like it was the craziest shit.
Hmm
And then that, and
Dude,
then Call of Duty got precedent over Fall or over Medal of Honor.
yeah. I remember Medal of Honor coming out, but I never played it. I think I was like too young for it, probably, to be honest with you.
It got shittier
Um,
as time went on. They kept trying to compete with Call of Duty, and it got
uh,
shittier. Like the first couple
It,
of
it, it,
iterations were absolutely amazing.
yeah, it really turned into a competition with Call of Duty, which made. I think they were just trying things, that just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks,
mm,
and it just
Yeah,
did not go well. It did
no,
not go well
they
for them at
lost that.
all. Absolutely. I don't think they've made a new Medal of Honor in fucking. Let's see. I can find this out.
Well, while you're looking that up, like I said, I was a Bethesda fanboy, so like the I just downloaded the new Oblivion. They just remastered Oblivion. Are you kidding me with this? Like, I'm here for that. I'm hoping that they got rid of all the bugs and everything that were in the first one, but we'll see what happens. But it was purely for the nostalgia aspect of it. I've already played through Skyrim. I've got 200 hours in Skyrim at this point. Like it's, I just want to see what the new remastered Oblivion is.
So
And
they
they got
have
me. Like they nostalgia got me, and I downloaded it.
they have Medal of Honor Above and Beyond released in 2020. Before that, their most recent game was 2012,
yeah,
which
that's crazy. That's
was
a long
Warfire.
time.
Oh, dude, Medal of
Yeah.
Honor stopped being worth a shit in the early 2000s or late 90s.
Rising Sun was the last one that I even cared about.
Which one?
Rising Sun,
Oh,
2003.
yeah.
That was such a good series.
It was, yeah, Rising Sun was probably the last of the good Medal of Honor games.
All right, so if we're talking about warfighter games back in the day, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon.
Ghost fucking Recon. Dude. Yes.
Me and my cousin would, when I would go visit in Pennsylvania, that's what we would do. I'd go stay the night. We'd fucking play Ghost Recon up until midnight, 1 o'clock, because his parents were pretty strict about it, but they were also low key. Some of my favorite uncles and aunts.
Right.
Um, but yeah, no, we would dual screen it and just take on missions and all that. It was so much fun.
Wow.
See, man,
Dude, I
me and my
forgot that game
cousin,
existed until you just said that.
Right?
yeah, me and my cousin, bro, we would, whenever I'd go over to his house, we would stay up till, usually 1 a.m. at the latest. We were young, we would get tired. And we would play Call of Duty, we'd play World at War. And, bro, that shit was so lit. I like it. That's some of my best memories is playing World at War with my cousin.
I remember going to the first Modern Warfare midnight release.
Dang, bro. Wait,
I was
how old are you again?
31? 31.
Okay.
And I
Dang,
remember that
what a
being,
crazy difference that 3 years makes in what we consume.
yeah, yep,
Because I think
absolutely.
when you were playing Ghost Recon, I was probably playing Zelda on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Dude, the Ocarina of Time was so good.
Dude,
Dude, you
great
said
game.
Zelda, and that's the first place
Well,
my
I
brain
mean, it
went was.
it defined an entire generation's gaming habits, really. Like what they expected, the open world. That was that and Majora's Mask. That large open world, along with Super Mario 64.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Super Mario 64 was lit. I actually, my brother-in-law let me borrow the Switch game that has that Super Mario Sunshine and Super Mario, shit, I forget. It's the one after Sunshine. Um, but dude, I was playing
Wait, wait,
64
wait.
the other day.
Hold on,
It was
I don't
great.
mean to interrupt you.
Uh-huh.
Sunshine, that's the one where he has that water jetpack on his back, right?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, okay, I see you.
Yeah, dude, that was lit. And I remember when my dad and my stepmom first moved in together, I would go play that with my little stepbrothers on the GameCube that we had. This was like, what, 2011? No, 2010, 2011. And, we just had an old GameCube and we'd play that on. Dude, I got obsessed with that game. I was like freaking cracked at that game, dude.
So can I just take
I
a
was
second and let you both know that I would fucking own you both for free on the GameCube on Mario Kart? Just saying.
There's no chance, bro.
Dude, I would
Who,
fuck
who do
you
you
up
pick?
on. Dude, I would fuck you up on. It doesn't matter. I would fuck you up on Double Dash.
I'm not
You,
even gonna fight either of you. Yeah, I would lose.
dude, I will own you on the Rainbow Road. You don't want to mess with me.
Dude, look, you
I
don't want
bet
to
you
play me at
would
Rainbow
love being
Road.
on the Rainbow Road.
Bro, on the Rainbow Road, I
Ooh.
will own you for free.
All right, we're talking about gaming. Let's go into some racing games.
Tech,
Need for Speed is an obvious contender here.
Oh
I
yeah,
wasn't a
dude.
fan. I
What?
wasn't.
For real?
Yeah, Need for Speed. It seemed kind of campy and cheesy. Like they tried too hard to make all the fucking cars all riced out.
Well, that was during like Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, when that series made sense.
That's when like tuner cars, like Japanese tuner cars, were like at their peak for the
Yep.
2000s. That game came out.
See, I was
Personally,
more
I
into the
love a
Gran
good rice
Turismo
burger.
series, man. I like
Yeah, that's
the
fair.
realism. I was all about the realism.
I mean, I am too, but also some of the game modes they had were just so much fun, and it played into the cartoony aspect of the game. Like, what was it? It's like Crash Out or something, where you would try and cause as much damage as you possibly could with a given vehicle.
Hmm.
Mm.
That was just so much fun to me.
Did y'all ever play Forza Motorsport 3 and 4?
No,
I
I didn't.
I don't think I
That
did
was on
though.
the Xbox 360.
You know what game I did? A little off topic, but for the 360, one of my favorite games that wasn't really popular, Black.
Black.
Yep.
Huh.
I got nothing.
Let's
Exactly.
see. Black, the video game. Okay, it's a shooter game.
Yep.
Huh. Okay, yeah, released for the PS2 and Xbox. Huh. I never played this. I used to play a lot of Quake. I'll be honest. I loved Quake.
Oh, dude, Quake.
Dude, Quake was sick.
You blow
I
people's body parts apart, across the map. Oh, that was so much fun.
yeah, it was great, dude. And I remember you could do that really high jump. You would like jump and then blast the bazooka at the ground or something,
Hmm.
and freaking jump like a million feet in the air. It was great.
That was also Halo. You could do that
I
in
Okay.
played
Halo as
Halo, but
well.
I wasn't a PC gamer, so I never got into Quake.
Well, I remember there was Quake on. I want to say the 64, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember that.
Because I remember I used to play
I think it
Quake.
was just a PC game, wasn't it?
I'm
Let me
looking it up.
see.
So Quake 96.
A port of Quake was released on March 4th, 1998 for the Nintendo 64, also known as Quake 64. So that's what I
Oh,
would
okay.
play.
I got you. Okay.
And I played that at my mom's.
God, that was in 1996. Wow. I was still in high school when that game came out. I was a freshman in high school, as a matter of fact.
I was still shitting my pants.
You shit your pants yesterday. That's not anything new.
Dude, I was still in my dad's balls in 1996. No, actually, no. I was in my mom's uterus.
All
I
right.
was conceived in 96.
So I'm curious. This is probably an obscure game. Gex.
What was it?
GEX.
Gex.
Nope.
Gex,
Nothing
enter the
on that.
gecko. Oh, I remember the gecko guy. I don't think I ever played this.
Oh. Yeah, so this was a very popular handheld game because it's a side scroller.
Okay.
Um, yeah, Gex, Enter the Gecko, and all those other. Basically, you're some sleuth spy gecko.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember playing Sonic Advance, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Sonic Advance. I loved that game.
I fell in love with Sonic by going to the dentist. My old dentist was the coolest fucking place. They had Segas, they
Hmm.
had Dreamcasts. Wait, Dreamcast is Sega, right? No. Yeah, yeah,
Dreamcast
yeah.
is,
Yeah, it's
isn't it
Sega.
Sony?
Sony was a Dreamcast. That was the.
Was it?
I believe that was a prequel
Well,
to the PlayStation.
okay, so they
Yeah.
had Dreamcast, they had the Sega. Where is it?
Saturn,
Let's see.
probably. Sega Saturn.
Sega Saturn.
Well, let's see actually, because I searched up Sony Dreamcast,
That's the one.
and then it says the Dreamcast is the final home video game console manufactured by Sega. Maybe it got bought
Sega
by
make the
Sony?
Dream. Dude, am I remembering that wrong? Because I was 100% sure that was a Sony Dreamcast.
Yes, same.
Dude, am I? Is that a freaking Mandela effect for me now?
No, that is, yeah. No, I remember Sega when you would boot it up.
Okay, so yeah,
Huh.
it is a Mandela thing for me apparently.
Well, they had the Dreamcast, they had Sega Saturn as well,
Yep.
I think. Let me double check this.
Yeah, they definitely had a Sega
Yep.
Saturn. My little brother had one.
Well, I'm talking about the dentist I would go to.
Oh.
My grandmother would take me to the dentist early so that I could play on the games.
Nice.
Yeah, they had like 6 of them. I don't know why, but it was just the
To
most
keep kids
exciting
calm
time
so
of
they
my
didn't have
life.
to get a cavity filled and be all uptight about it.
Well, it's funny because now when I go to the dentist, I don't give a shit. I just when I got my wisdom teeth removed, I had 5. they numbed me up, and I'm sitting there trying to talk to the people while they're drilling into my mouth and cutting me and shit,
Mm.
making jokes.
Yeah, I looked it up real quick. So apparently there was a precursor to the PS1. It was a joint project between Nintendo and Sony called PlayStation, or the SNES-CD, which was a CD-ROM add-on for the SNES.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
never knew that existed, man. Y'all are like unlocking parts of the world I've never even dreamed of.
I think that's part of why we're doing the podcast.
Yeah, man. I will say one thing, even though we all are from different generations or different parts of a generation, can we all agree that like Gen Z slang is fucking weird?
Which one is
Give
Gen
me an
Z?
example.
Like so like a lot of like younger Gen Z use the term aura, and I don't really know what that means. I pulled up to Quick Trip, which I don't think y'all have Quick Trip where y'all are at.
Well, we
Or you
No,
do.
might where
but
you're at,
we had
Redacted.
a discussion about this in the Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick Trip is miles behind Bucky's.
Well, we have a
Yeah.
quick trip in South Carolina. Georgia and South Carolina has a quick trip also, and it's not affiliated with the one elsewhere in the country. It's
Okay,
actually it's
gotcha.
spelled with a Q, not a K.
Yeah, see, that's the
Oh,
one we have. We have QUIK Trip. We just call it QT.
Yeah,
I thought it
QT.
was the
Yeah,
same
okay.
thing.
So it's not the
Okay.
KWIK one. Okay.
Yeah, we got
No,
We
that.
have
that's
the
like
same
a
one.
northern Midwestern thing.
Yeah.
No, they started
Well,
in Georgia.
Dima was talking about Quick Trips Q or KWIK,
Mm-hmm.
and I, that's such a niche fucking gas station.
I heard they have decent food though.
Yeah, QT has decent food. Their breakfast pizza fucking slaps.
Casey's has breakfast pizza.
See, I used to work at QT. I've never eaten the breakfast from there. I'll be honest though, I do go ham on their pulled pork sandwiches.
Dude,
Yeah, but
I will
it's not
fuck up
Bucky's,
breakfast
bro.
pizza.
Yeah, but bro, there's one Bucky's within an hour of me.
Dude,
And I
there
live
isn't
in
any
Texas, the
Bucky's
home of
within 3
Bucky's.
hours of me.
Hey, go
Yeah.
get. Sorry, my cat being a fucking nuisance.
All good, bro. Cats are always a nuisance.
And
She's
fucking
adorable, but
Bucky's, I don't understand. They're a Texas company. How do they fuck up brisket so bad? Why is there sauce all over it? If your brisket's worth
there
a
is no
shit, you shouldn't
sauce.
need. There is sauce. There's red
No,
sauce in it.
no,
Bros, let me tell y'all, there is one place.
that's their pulled pork. Go ahead. Sorry.
There's one place here in Belmont, Texas, which is between San Antonio and Gonzales. It's a little closer to Gonzales. I know these towns mean nothing to y'all since y'all don't. Well, maybe to you, Zero, because you're from Texas.
Well, I've
Hmm.
been to Houston a
Um,
bunch of times and Austin a few.
Oh, I've
okay.
driven to every corner of Texas. I just about.
Dude, it's called Diamond A Goss Barbecue, and it's like half barbecue restaurant, half gas station. It's at the intersection of Highway 80 and the Alt 90 route. Some of the best fucking brisket you'll ever have, man. I used to work for O'Reilly's Auto Parts, and we had like a daily route that would like every 30 minutes we had routes going out. And man, let me tell you, I loved being on the Gonzales and Seguin route because you hit the store in Seguin and then you go to Gonzales. You got all sorts of time in the world. That route only goes 3 times a day. And dude, I would always stop and I would get like a pack of cigarettes, a Mountain Dew Kickstart, and that guy finally told me one day after like 3 weeks, he goes, "Look, I'm not gonna let him sell you anything if you don't try my brisket," because he'd always offer it to me, and I'd always be like, "Nah, it's from a gas station. I don't want to eat this." Dude, I took that sample, bro. I came back with 2 pounds of brisket, and my boss was like, "What's that?" And I said, "You want some?" And he goes, "You know you can get in trouble for that, right?" I said, "Try it," and I threw it on his desk, and he goes, "Yeah, I'll take some. You're not in trouble." I was like, "Cool, help me smuggle this to the front so the boss don't see."
Nice.
Yeah, man, it's great, bro. If y'all are ever in the San Antonio area, let me know, and we'll take a trip out there, man. It's a good
Dude,
place.
I am here for good brisket, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I just have to. I have to rectify this. Redacted. They don't. They don't do red sauce on their fucking brisket.
Well, there's some kind of
That's
sauce or something on their brisket. There's some.
nope.
It's not just the meat, and the meat should be the star of the show.
No, they don't on their brisket sandwiches
Yeah,
In
like there's
Bucky's.
something on. Like
No,
it's. I don't know. It's not
no,
ideal. I make better brisket than
they do
Bucky's
a red
does.
sauce on their pulled pork, but they don't do it on their brisket.
Yeah, I don't like Bucky's brisket. Um, Personally, I think it's dry. Um, I know a guy who works at Bucky's too, and yeah, it's I've gotten free brisket from him, and I'm like, yeah, just keep it. It's not that good. I
Well,
will say,
honestly, a
uh
brisket
huh,
isn't the star of the show at Bucky's.
dude, beaver nuggets, man, I love those
Oh,
beaver
the beaver
nuggets.
nuggets are freaking.
It's their
Oh,
pulled pork sandwich though.
I've never had their pulled pork sandwich, man. You know,
Their pulled pork is so good. It just
yeah,
melts in your mouth.
huh, yeah,
Absolutely.
man.
maybe I'm a Carolina pork snob, but it's mediocre at best.
Okay.
See, I've heard North Carolina does really, really good pulled pork, man.
South
They're
Carolina
very
does.
particular about their fucking
Yeah,
pork.
the Carolinas are really particular about their pulled pork and what sauce you put on said pulled pork, if any.
It's got to
Hmm.
be like a vinegar base if you use any
Hmm.
sauce, right?
In North Carolina, in South Carolina, it's a yellow mustard based sauce that they use.
Oh, okay. Because see, here in Texas, if you do a sauce, it's either tomato base or molasses base, depending on where you live in Texas.
See, I thought the tomato base was Kansas City.
Well,
No,
we have a lot
Kansas
of
is
tomato base.
Huh.
Kansas is a
I
Kansas
think they're molasses base, if I'm not mistaken.
City
Is that what it is? Texas is tomato and
sauce.
Kansas City is molasses? I had those conflated.
Let me check real quick. Kansas City style barbecue. Slowly smoked meat barbecue. Blah, blah, blah. A thick sweet
It is
sauce derived from
molasses.
brown sugar, molasses, and tomatoes.
Okay, I had them conflated then.
Which I'm not shitting on Kansas City barbecue sauce. They got some of
Oh,
the best
no,
barbecue sauce.
absolutely not.
But here's the thing. Like you said, the meat has to be the star of the show.
Yeah, it shouldn't need a sauce. Sauce should be there to be like just a little kicker at the backside of it to let you know, hey, here's a little something extra for you.
Like
Yeah, man.
flipping a 20 in a stripper's G-string.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Like the ass is the star of the show, but you're gonna flip her $20 anyway, just for fun.
No, what I need desperately is two things, three things. I need kolaches. They don't fucking have them where I'm at.
What is that?
Like, you
Do
don't know
you
what a
like Czech kolaches or German kolaches?
German kolaches.
Okay, because Czech kolaches are made with fruit.
I don't know what
Right.
the hell a
And,
kolache is. You guys are talking some Midwestern shit now.
No, no, no,
nah,
no.
nah, this is
This is a
Texas.
southern thing, boy.
Texas? Really?
Yeah, yeah, Texas.
Hmm.
Not Southern. Definitely, truly Texas.
No, they have them in Louisiana too. They got
Oh,
good morning
okay.
So
kolaches.
wait, so
Huh.
what is a kolache?
Kolache is a bread-based. It's like a pastry. The traditional Czechoslovakian recipe calls for fruit jams,
Okay.
but Germans in Tex that migrated to Texas started adding sausages,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Ooh.
we got better about it and started making shit like kolache with sausage and gravy, jalapeno popper kolaches, egg bacon sausage with cheese kolaches,
So they're just
and
doing kolache mashups now.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's so the kolache bread is actually the star of the show in this dish,
Okay.
and basically it, it's like a sweet bread almost.
So if you
Not like.
want,
Go ahead.
I would say if you want the best kolaches, go to the original Country Bakery in Schulenburg, Texas. It's delicious, man. But yeah, on the bread, it's not like a croissant. It's not very crisp. It does get a semi hard outside. It's browned,
It's
but
not crunchy.
usually, yeah, it's not crunchy at all. Um, the bread should like stretch apart as you like if you were to pull it. It should have some stretch to it. It's not going to be like, a donut where it just breaks.
So it's not like a crusty bread then. It's like a doughy kind of a dessert type of bread.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think that's what Zero was saying. And if you have like a German kolache, what they do is they take a smoked sausage and split it in half, wrap it in that dough, and bake it. Oh my god, dude.
Do they have those in Houston?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, next time I'm down there seeing family, I'm definitely gonna go looking for kolaches.
Go look.
Yeah.
Go to Good Morning Kolaches.
Good morning kolache. Okay, how far is that from Katy?
I guarantee you they got one in Katy.
All right, that sounds like a plan then.
No,
See,
you will thank me.
Schulenburg is a bit of a drive from Houston. I mean, if you're in Katy, it's really not that far.
Schulenburg's hill country, isn't it? That's towards like No, not Nacogdoches.
Nah, Schulenburg is on the German route in I-10. So like you go through Sealy and Columbus, and then you hit Schulenburg. It's right before you hit Flatonia.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like north of Hallettsville and south of Lagrange.
Yep. I know what you're talking. I've been through there 1,000 times and never thought to stop in and
Yeah, dude.
see if they got
No,
good
it's
kolaches.
bro. Straight up, they have the best kolache. Because my family had a farm in Weimar, and I remember whenever my grandparents who lived out there would come into town, they would bring in kolaches from Schulenburg, and dude, I would just I'll be honest with you, man. There's a lot of times I would take one of those kolaches over sex. I mean, those kolaches are so good.
Dude, I just looked it up. There's no fewer than 10 kolache places around Katy.
Yeah, man. Well, you got to
How did
think
I not
about
know
it.
about
In
this? I feel like
dude,
I've been led astray.
after the Civil War, man, so many Germans came to Texas with the goal of starting a new Germany in the Hill Country. And so that's why from Galveston, because that's where they came in, that's why none of the names are changed. Like my last name, I won't say it obviously, but it's super German, wasn't changed at all because we came through Galveston and not Ellis Island,
Are you a
where
Klaus?
they, not a Klaus, no. I mean, uh, genetically, yeah, but yeah, definitely not my name. Everybody who listens to the podcast knows me as Kenny Wayne. Um, but no, dude, if you go from Galveston all the way along I-10, and then you'll get to Seguin, right? All that stuff is like, a lot of it is named after German people, right? Like Schulenburg is a German name. Weimar is, named after the city of Weimar in Texas. I mean, in Germany. And then once you get to Seguin, you go north, you get to New Braunfels, and there's a part of New Braunfels called Green, which in German is pronounced Grun. You go over to Burney, also a German town, Fredericksburg, Lukenbach. They're all little German towns. Even Kerrville is a little German town. And you get that all throughout the hill country, man.
Hey, wasn't there a whole bunch of Germans that went to like Argentina and named a whole bunch of things there too?
Yeah, different Germans.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
That was a little bit later in the German timeline.
Ah,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay. Not the
Yeah,
same time.
I talked about in the last podcast how I hit the sweet spot for German white people because we came after slavery, so I had no white guilt from that. But we came before the Nazis, so I have no white guilt from that.
That's so good.
Dude, peak. I thank my ancestors. Thank the Lord.
Hell yeah.
My ancestors were Germans living in Switzerland, so I don't
Oh,
care
okay.
either way.
I'm Heinz
Yeah.
57. I don't even know where I'm from. So
Let's go. My great grandmother used to work at a Heinz 57 in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh.
nice.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought it
Yeah.
was just a sauce.
No. Heinz was an American company. They would produce all sorts of things: ketchup, steak sauce,
Well, I
relish,
know, I know they
mustards.
make ketchup and sauce, but I didn't know it was like an actual restaurant, like a physical location.
No, no, no. It was a factory. She worked in the factory.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
they may have had a restaurant. I don't know.
Okay, because like I know A&W has restaurants, you know, and they're the root beer people.
Duke's had a restaurant or several restaurants for a while.
Huh? Like the mayonnaise people?
The mayonnaise people, yes sir. They had sandwich
Nice,
shops
man.
all over the southeast for a while.
Yeah, I knew that. That that's an interesting one. I'm curious. Do they still have any restaurants?
I think there's still one in my city, as a matter of fact, but I don't know.
Ooh.
They got sold out to some global conglomerate condiment
Mm.
company. So I don't know
Oh,
what
that's what
happened.
happened to fucking Whataburger. After they
Yeah, they
got
got
Hope
bought
they
sold.
by
don't
some
change
company in
I hope they don't
Chicago.
change the mayonnaise, man, because Duke's was a southern staple. You can't have a
Yeah,
Mater sandwich without Duke's mayonnaise on it.
Mater, Mater
Mater,
sandwich.
Mater sandwich, white bread, Duke's mayonnaise, Mater's, salt and pepper. It's all you need.
That
Huh?
does sound kind of good.
Oh, bro, with garden fresh tomatoes, holy shit! You'll smack your mama for that.
I smacked my mama for less.
By God.
Someone has mommy issues.
Of
So,
course.
That's all
No,
good.
she just visited and it was a fucking nightmare, which we can get into outside of the podcast realm.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
We're
You
talking
know,
about
we're not
things.
gonna put all your
We're talking
business
about
out
things
for
that we
10 people to
remember
listen
fondly,
to.
not things that we despise.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So
McDonald's
I have a
play
question for you guys. So
places.
what are some
Go ahead.
what is a website that you guys frequented growing up that you remember fondly? Like, do you guys have any? Because I have one, and it's not around anymore because Flash isn't supported.
Pornhub, and I got caught multiple
Good
times.
God.
Jesus Christ.
I was like 12, and I was like, man, I remember the first time I got caught looking at anything pornographic was on my dad's Mac, and I went to Wikipedia and looked up nudism so I could see boobs. It was like the most innocent search ever.
Oh, bless your little heart.
Yeah, I was like 12, bro. And like 3 years later, I won't get into what I searched, but yeah, it was,
Yeah. 3 years later from that, there's no telling where that went to.
yeah, ruined one of my mom's computers. That's all I'll say.
Oh, dude, LimeWire fucked up two PCs at my house.
Oh gosh, man,
Dude, I downloaded so much fucking music and porn through LimeWire, and I got so many viruses.
that's terrible,
Um,
man.
I don't really have any like websites I used to go to. Mostly like gaming websites.
How old are you, Zero?
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
Zero.
you're
How old are
31,
you?
right, Zero?
31, 32 this
31.
year.
So you would have been probably 10, 11 years old at the time. Do you guys remember Homestar Runner?
Homestar. Good job.
Great, George. Yeah, dude. Coach Z, that's what's up, man. That is my one nostalgia
Baklava.
thing that, like, I just, that's my one nostalgia website. I was talking to a guy at work about that, and he actually remembered it, and I kind of was like, I was like, have we just become best friends? Like,
Oh, dude, Trogdor, fucking best
oh, the
goddamn
Burninator.
video in the what?
The Burninator. Hell yeah.
The Burninator. Trogdor. No, I love that. That you know what? If we're talking about that, yeah, I can add that to the list of nostalgic websites.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
I'd have to go back and see to
Man,
like
you know
really
what
remember.
website? You know what website I loved growing
What's
up
that?
Rotten.
was no, no, definitely no, man. What was it? Addictinggames.com, bro. I
That's
used to
the one.
play.
I used to go to fucking in high school during PC class. I would finish my assignment and go fucking play. That's how I found out about balloons.
Yeah, bro.
Addictinggames.com.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was great, man. It was so sick.
They had
Um,
thousands of games like small development companies were putting together.
what was
Like,
the sniper one?
uh, which
They
one? There
had
were
like
so many.
they had like four of them. It was like a stickman sniper game.
Dude, that sounds really reminiscent of Newgrounds.
Very much so, yeah. Oh, what's the fucking? Do y'all remember? It wasn't a stick game, but they had round heads and crosses on their face. and it was ultra violent. What is it?
I got nothing on that one,
Oh,
brother.
dude, it
Oh,
was Sniper Assassin. That's what it was, bro.
um, fuck, I can't think of the name. It was actually a Newgrounds game. It
You,
it was a it
Newgrounds
was
game.
a
Huh.
show at first.
huh?
Oh my god, that's gonna drive me up a wall. Let's see. Ultra.
As he bangs away on the keyboard.
Um, the game The Room Tribute. That's one. Based on the film The Room. Okay. Um, yeah, sorry, my keyboard clicks are real loud. When I listened to the first episode I recorded, dude, the most ass thing ever. I couldn't figure out how to delete all my pauses. So there's like a million pauses from where I was pausing to cough, and I was hitting my microphone too hard to mute it, and so you would just hear like thump like that. It was, I'm keeping it up, but
You
I
should
figured
upload
it's
this.
something to learn from.
You should upload this episode without any editing. Just send it the way it is.
Yeah, man, no, I'm not gonna edit it. I like it because we started off all serious, like millennials are spending millions chasing nostalgia, and now we're like, hey, man, you ever had kolaches?
Well, I mean that's
Good.
what podcasts are meant to be. They're
Yeah, we
supposed
went
to be
off the rails
long
pretty
form
quick,
and
man.
and flow.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
like it, man.
you can have a topic. That's fine. That's just to get things rolling. And
Oh,
this is going to sound very, very pretentious, but that's how Joe Rogan did it. They started just fucking around, and now
Yeah,
he's the number one watched podcast around the world.
yeah, and
So,
I'm always here for some nostalgia anyway. Like I said, I went on eBay and bought a box of jarts for God's sakes. So, like I did, I bought them.
it
Like I
still
have them
sounds
here in
like
my
you're
closet.
you're shitting in your jorts. You're sharding your
Not my
jorts. That's
jorts.
what it sounds like.
dude. When I think of jart, I think of like a jizz fart, like, and I'm
Oh
just like, bro, that it's just it put the worst
God,
image
dude,
in my
don't
head.
ruin those for me, man. Come on.
Well, I know, man, it was bad because you're like, yeah, when we were kids, we had jarts, and I was like, God, I hope it's not what I'm thinking.
No. Scoutmaster Timmy, no. I don't want a jart
Oh
anymore.
gosh. Okay, that's too
Um,
too real with the Boy Scouts and their history.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man.
I
Dude,
think I
I'm
found it.
one
You found the
thing
game?
nostalgic.
I
Oh,
it's
it is.
it was a series, Madness Combat. Let's see if that's the one. That's the fucking one. Madness Combat. Oh my god.
Madness Combat. You know, I got to look that up.
Oh,
Yes.
Right? Like I have to. I have to.
I
Google
remember
game.
this.
Oh my God, dude.
You know exactly what I'm talking
I know
about.
Yeah.
exactly what that game is. Holy shit.
Well, it started as like a video series, and then they released the game because of the popularity of it.
I didn't know there was
And
a
it was
video series. I came in
yeah,
late,
yeah, yeah.
apparently.
No, I mean that was one of my favorite things to watch because it's just ultra violent for no fucking reason.
Dude, I remember me and my sister when we went up to my family's business, we had a computer there and we were on YouTube all day annoying the shit out of my grandma with Fred and the Annoying Orange.
Oh
Oh
my
fuck.
God, dude. No.
Yeah, dude, I was like 11. I was like, this Fred guy is gonna be huge one day.
No, he's not.
I'm
No.
I
glad
couldn't
Fred
have
did.
been more fucking wrong. I
I,
think now he's like gay and still has a YouTube
he
channel.
was always gay.
I mean, yeah,
I
he
got
was
news
gay
for
back
you.
then too. Yeah, yeah.
Something ain't right about that boy.
I remember
I'll tell
for
you
like
what, the
nostalgia
boy is right.
purposes. For nostalgia purposes, I tried to rewatch old Fred videos. Apparently, he sold the channel, and yeah, it went to like little kids like interviewing people. I'm like, what type of channel is this, bro?
Mm.
How many times have you shitted your pants today?
I tried to go back when they revamped Beavis and Butthead and go back and watch that for nostalgia purposes, and I realized that my mom was right. It was mind-numbingly stupid, and I destroyed that memory of my childhood.
Well, I mean, that was kind of the point of it, though, right?
No, dude, when you're like 12 years old, Beavis and Butthead is the height of fucking comedy glory. And then there was
Dude, for
music
me it was
videos
South Park.
mixed in. And then my mom was like, "This is dumb as shit. Turn this off." And then she'd
I
go in
just
the other
hope.
room. And then I tried to watch it again as an adult, and I'm like, "Jesus Christ, she was right. This is dumb as shit. Why did I think this was good?"
Yeah, it's probably because you're dumb as shit.
Because I was dumb as shit, and I was 12 years old, and that's the way it works.
What do you
But
mean
I
was?
ruined those fond memories for myself. Now all I can think of is, God, that was dumb as hell.
No, it's still funny. You gotta look at it in the light that you had. What
Right,
was it?
yeah, but still, like, she was right, and that's just one more thing the grown-ups were right about, and I was wrong.
Yeah, I don't think you're
Dude,
wrong. I think it's just one of those things where you have to accept that it is dumb. It is still funny, but ultimately you just have to accept, well, we do what we can to get a giggle in life because this shit doesn't get easier.
No one's coming to save you.
Exactly.
help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You're my only
No,
hope.
bitch. Hey, we
Hey,
drinking?
what was that?
Hey, that was a cold one before work.
A cold one before work. I had a cold one
Yeah, I mean
after work.
it's a cold HEB Diet Cola, but
Well, I had a
it's
Oh,
I had a cold
I've
cream
got
soda, so
a seltzer next to me.
I wish I didn't work tonight, dude. I bought like some good sounding beers, or like they had good reviews, and I want to try them. But dude, I work at 10 p.m. It's like when in the day can I drink and
Are
then,
you still
you know?
doing the printer thing?
No, dude, I left that. I hated that. For anybody listening, don't ever work on printers. You'll want to fucking kill yourself every day. It's terrible.
also
I
me,
mean, I
without
didn't want to
extra.
kill myself, but I just hated my job.
I'll be right back,
Yeah.
guys.
He's got to go pee because he's 50.
For those y'all who don't know, Redacted's prostate is the size of a volleyball.
Damn.
Just kidding. I don't know his prostate size. I've never checked.
I checked. It's up there.
Of course you checked.
Yeah, no, one of my favorite things was this Madness Combat. It was just a series, a video series, and then they got so popular that they released the game. And apparently there's
Huh.
lore behind it too, which I didn't know.
Huh. Weird, man. Dude, I have so many tabs open right now, and it's all for like how to put your podcast on different platforms. I feel like such a nerd.
No, you want to get it out there.
Yeah,
I
that's fair.
appreciate that. So I'm
Yeah,
not mad.
man. Yeah, it automatically goes to Apple now. So if you're listening on Spotify because you love me and you made a Spotify account, just know you can listen to it on Apple now if you choose Apple. So, and it should be up on YouTube by the time this episode drops. I don't know where else to put it, personally. I think Spotify, Apple, and YouTube are probably like the three biggest, right?
Should be, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
and
if
we
you
haven't
can't get
said
views
anything
on
that'll get
those
us banned
three,
off
like, you're not gonna
YouTube.
get views at all. So
No.
Yeah, exactly, man. You know.
I I am curious though. This is totally off topic, and feel free to cut all of this out.
Okay.
But redacted.
yes,
What do
sir.
you think about leasing a vehicle?
Leasing a vehicle,
Right.
like a lease to own, or
Terrible
just
choice.
Just
leasing?
leasing. I don't. If I like the truck enough, sure.
I
But
mean, it seems
we're
kind of
looking at
pointless to
leasing.
me. Like you give these people a whole bunch of money, they let you basically just renting a vehicle long term, and then at the
Yeah.
end of the lease, if you want to buy it, you have to pay more money on top of everything that you've already paid them over the previous 3 or 4 years, and you're not any closer to owning it. So you give them
Well,
money for
here's
3 years to drive a vehicle that you're basically renting. At the end of 3 years, they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you still owe us $36,000 for this vehicle if you want to buy it."
well. Do you want to hear my situation?
Sure.
We're upside down. in
Right.
our current car by like a decent bit. And my thinking is there is incentives that would allow for. I know Dave Ramsey's going to say it's not a lease, it's a fleece. I get that. I'm fine with not owning the fucking car. The point of me trying to trade in our SUV for like a truck is to get us a working truck, get us out from under this upside down loan, and fucking just give us a few years to save up money to buy a car or have a decent down payment on a car that we want, right?
Can you pay the lease and save money at the same time?
If we trade in the SUV, yes.
Oh, well, then do it.
We
Then that's a
we
no-brainer. Like, just get out from
Yeah.
under that upside down car. Yeah,
yeah.
in that
Okay.
instance, I
All
would
right.
absolutely say a lease is beneficial.
Okay. Well, I'm just that's kind of my thinking. I haven't had a chance to really talk to anyone who's versed in these things. And
Yeah,
by
if you're
versed in
upside
these
down in the
things, I
car
mean
and they're
old.
willing to give you incentives to lease, and they're going to get you out of your upside down freaking loan, you can just lease that vehicle for a couple of years and then save money in the meantime. And then right before the lease is up, go drop a down payment on something that you really want and call it a day. I mean, you're going to, prolong the amount of payments that you have, but you're going to get out from under the upside down vehicle for sure.
Well, I was thinking Ram, like going with a Bighorn. They have $11,000 cash bonus allowance.
Hmm.
Yeah. Which
You get a lot of
if we
truck balls for that.
Hell
right,
yeah.
but if we can put that towards our loan, that would pay off the SUV completely, and give us like 2 grand to play with.
Will they do that?
I don't know. I haven't been there to talk to them about it yet.
If they'll do that,
But
I'd say go for it.
while the wife's with the baby in North Carolina, I'm going to take it to the dealership and see what they can do.
Have a surprise for her when she comes home.
Maybe. I surprised her with the SUV when we moved up here.
Hmm.
I we were her Nissan was it had it, the CVT fucking just
Mm.
shit out one day. And I
Little
had already been
Valkyrie.
to the dealership and I was like, these are the 2 vehicles I'm interested in. What can you do for me? They're like, okay. And I was like, all right, let me think about it. And I left, dropped her off at work, parked the car, barely made it home. And I was like, I had called the dealership and I said, hey, I need a ride to come buy a vehicle. Can y'all do that? They facilitated a ride and I signed paperwork and everything and walked away. It wasn't ideal terms. It was like 26%. Um, but we refined. Yeah, yeah, it was fucking rough for a while. But we needed it. Um, so we got into the vehicle, and essentially I was like, "This is the one I want," and fucking it served us very well over the last 3 years.
Hmm.
But it's getting to a point where the repair costs is about what we owe in our upside down loan.
Oh, that's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah. Get
Yeah.
out from under that as
So
quick as you can.
that's kind of what I'm thinking. So
Yeah,
maybe I
no, in that
surprise her.
instance, I would absolutely say that that's probably the best way to go. Unless you can find a dealership who will trade it in on what you want and then buy it, finance it instead of leasing it. But if that's not the
No,
case,
I want to lease it because I don't want to deal with the big maintenance. I can deal with oil changes and tires, but as far as like engine parts, shit like that, I don't want to fuck with it.
no, I
It's fucking
respect that.
expensive.
Is it diesel or gas?
It's a gasser.
Okay.
And I've been looking at the 1500 Bighorn, which is the one they have the most value for incentives on,
Mm-hmm.
which is exactly I could basically make it into a Laramie without it being a Laramie, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about leasing it is that, you get to drive a Dodge while it's good and you're not stuck with a Dodge at the end.
Exactly. Yeah. No, absolutely. That's my thinking too. I.
Hey, by the way,
60,000 miles
oh
and the
my bad.
transmission falls out of it. It's not your problem anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's funny that my grandma's always had good luck on her Dodges, man.
I know Dodges are good trucks. When they separated from Dodge.
Yeah. And by the way, out of the big three, what are y'all's favorite?
Chevy.
Mm,
Yeah, I'm a Chevy guy.
I drive a
are we talking
Silverado.
old
I had a
Chevy or new
Corvette for a
Chevy?
daily driver for 12 years. Like, it's Chevy.
New
Yeah.
Chevy or old Chevy? That's a big difference.
Oh, well,
Let's.
I mean,
What's your
obviously,
favorite overall, and what's your favorite current?
New F-250s.
if
Yeah, the 6.7's a decent motor.
Yeah.
given the funding and the ability to do so, the mid '80s box Chevy trucks is where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
With
Mm-hmm.
with the bench seat, like the column shift, the whole nine.
Yep.
Dude, I really want an '07 2500 with the Duramax in it.
You want the Dirty Max, huh?
No,
Oh,
no, no, no. You LS swap that bitch.
No, dude.
I would not
Dirty
LS
Dirty
swap out
Max
the
is dude. You do
Duramax.
not LS swap a Dirty
No,
Max.
you
Come
put the
on, bro.
Duramax. You put the Duramax in a Ranger body.
And do
That's the most
what with it?
retarded shit I've heard.
No, at one point I was thinking about getting a Cummins, the 4BT for my Ranger.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
the
Put a 16
that's the
valve
four
Cummins in a
cylinder.
freaking
It's a
little.
four-cylinder diesel. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's like 3.9 liters, right?
Fuck, I don't remember. Let's look it up. We got the internet at our tips, boys.
True story.
4BT.
Dude, I saw a guy at a car meet in 2019, and it was so crazy. It was like all these like souped up Corvettes and stuff, a bunch of shitty Mustangs, um,
I
and
fucking hate
then
Mustangs.
dude,
True
this
story.
guy pulls
3.9.
up with an XJ Cherokee, and I was like, "Hey, that doesn't sound like a NA gas engine." He goes, "Oh, it's not. I've got a 4BT in here." And I was like, "Okay." They piqued my interest, and I told him, I said, "You upgraded it all or anything?" He goes, "Oh, yeah, I have an 87 millimeter turbo on here." I was like, "What?"
87?
And
Jesus.
yeah, and I
Woo,
was just
buddy.
like, "Holy shit!" Now I don't know if he was inflating it, but it was a big fucking turbo. And dude, the Jeep rolled coal on everybody when he left because guys were like bullying him. They're like, "Well, you pulled this ugly Jeep," and he was like, "Fuck y'all, I'm out of here."
Dude, I got a story similar to that. I went to the drag strip with my vet. I thought I was somebody. I had a 2007 Corvette with a six-speed. I took it to
Hmm.
the drag strip. I got my ass waxed by a Chrysler 300 with a 12 valve Cummins in it.
Ooh, buddy.
Dude, dude, I couldn't. It was dumb. I mean, stupid.
Yeah,
Well,
that's crazy, man.
if we're on the topic of nostalgia, let's talk. We're going back to cars here.
Hmm.
The Buick LeSabre, supercharged, from the
Huh.
factory.
Yep. And also the
Yeah.
Ford S8, the Taurus SHO.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, yes. The
Yep.
Chevy SS.
The SS. Fuck yeah, dude.
It,
Bro,
it
even further
they
back from that, what was the who had the what was it, the Typhoon, the little pickup truck? Was it Chevy
oh
had a Typhoon?
GMC,
GMC
GMC,
Typhoon.
Typhoon and Cyclone.
The
So they
Cyclone,
had
yep.
Oh,
They had that
they
little
dude,
had
those things
fucking
are sick.
V6, the turbo V6 in them.
all-wheel drive,
Dude, they were
all-wheel
Yeah,
drive with
bro.
a fucking turbo.
come on, bro. God.
Woo!
Yeah, dude, that's sick, bro. I remember I saw an LS7 swapped S10 one time
What?
with like a
Yeah,
3 liter positive displacement supercharger
Jesus
on it.
Christ.
that's always the answer is an
So
LS
yeah,
swap
like
with a
yeah.
turbo.
So hey, how do we turn tires into smoke the most effective way possible? There it is.
Yeah, dude. Well, and he told me, he goes, "Yeah, I just felt like it was a little slow, so I like cut out the bed." And I was like,
Oh,
"What?"
okay, yeah.
And this was at that same car meet, bro. And I was like geeking out because it was a total sleeper, right? It was like ugly as shit. It had faded paint, rust, and on the body, nothing on the frame. Thank God we live in Texas. And dude, he was, yeah, I cut out the bed and I took out like any bit of sound deadening, and I was amazed. He showed me his dyno sheet. He was making like 1150 horsepower.
Oh, is
I
that
was
all?
like,
Only 1150?
well, and I asked him. I was like, what do you do with this truck? He goes, basically pull it places on a trailer, and then
Burnout.
I go to the drag strip and home, and well, he said he did a burnout one time with brand new tires, and after like his third burnout, I guess there's a defect in the tire and it just fucking blew up. And so he said he doesn't really like to do burnouts anymore.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the warranty didn't cover it because he was doing
Well,
burnouts.
yeah, obviously.
So, but yeah, no, that was pretty. I've seen some cool cars at car meets. I've seen more cool cars at O'Reilly's Auto Parts than I have at car meets. So I'll be honest with you.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, dude. The garage tinkerer guys, they always have the best shit.
Well, I remember this guy pulled up with a Mark IV Supra, and I asked him, I said, "Is it stock?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, it's stock." And when he left, dude, he saw me, and all I hear is, and then, just I was like, "Yeah, that shit's not stock." And I'd only seen it from the front. I didn't see the fucking parachute on the back, and I was like, "Okay, yeah, this is this is not stock."
Is that stock? Yeah, the parachute came with it.
Yeah, man.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
I
this is
just
all
didn't.
Factory.
Oh, don't worry
Yeah,
about
factory parachute.
Don't worry about the slicks and the skinnies in the front and the parachute. This is
Yeah.
how it comes from Toyota.
Forget the bicycle wheels on the front. It doesn't matter.
No, that hole in the quarter panel where the exhaust dumps out right there above the tire. That's totally Toyota right there.
Well, no, bro, he had exhaust still coming out the back, and he had like street tires on. I mean, they were wide. I thought maybe he had just got bigger tires or something because I didn't see any like crazy modifications immediately, and yeah, it was pretty cool, man.
Speaking of modified cars, my buddy did a cam swap on his Camaro, and man, I'll tell you what, Camaro with a cam, oof,
What year Camaro?
it's 2013.
Oh, okay. I was
It's,
going back.
it's
to
one of the
early
newer
2000s
bodies.
with the round body style with the.
No, it's
with,
the newer
Oh, the
bodies.
catfish.
Oh yeah, dude, with the LT ones and shit in them with a cam in them.
Well, those are the F bodies you're thinking of,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yep.
No, it's one of the newer body styles. Um, but it fucking sounded so good. And Texas 2K happened when I was working at the shop that he worked at as well. And we took it for a little spin, and we probably broke. We probably would if we got caught. We had a couple felonies happening right there.
Hell, that's the way you do it, man.
Yep. No, it was so much fun. I've had good times out of bad decisions.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
good times out of bad decisions.
I think every man has,
Absolutely.
especially a man who like wasn't gay about being 22. Like, oh, I'm gonna be safe and build my credit. It's like, no, I'm gonna make bad decisions and have a lot of fun.
Yep, absolutely. No fucking great story has ever started with. So I was sitting there drinking milk and eating a salad.
Oh god, that's a terrible combination.
And then so I was having
I can
some
remember going
mayonnaise
140
sandwiches.
down the highway here in town with a cop in the passenger seat, like,
Yep.
like.
No, there's
Man.
been a few times where bad decisions really gave me something to talk about later in life.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, yeah, 100%.
Dude, I remember when so after my first relationship, I was kind of wilding out, and I started like kind of talking to this hot girl, right, somewhere between talking and dating, and she had a Hayabusa, and I was like, damn, that just makes you hotter. That's cool. And I want to learn how to ride it, and she's like, oh, well, you got to learn how to, like shift your weight on a motorcycle first or whatever. And I think she was just trying to embarrass me. Dude, she had me ride bitch on that thing.
No, you
And I looked at
didn't,
the speedometer. Dude, I looked at the
bro.
speedometer. We were going like 180. And I was like, oh my gosh, man. It was a rush. But, bro, I was so embarrassed, dude. Like, we pulled back up to the gas station. I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to get an Uber home. She was like, why? I was like, I just feel like such a bitch. And she goes, yeah, that's why it's called riding bitch. And I was like, all right.
You married that girl, right?
Nah. I'm glad I didn't because I wouldn't have my son.
Oh, well,
So,
there you go. Okay, well,
yeah.
I can't believe you rode bitch at a $180 on a Busa,
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. I was lighter back then, so
right?
yeah, dude.
He's like, after I had my son, I gained a lot of weight.
I really did,
That
bro.
post pregnancy was a
I,
motherfucker. That's all I'm saying.
postpartum made me
Fuck.
gain 45
Postpartum, I
pounds,
gained
bro.
40 pounds and was all in my ass, and now I hate myself.
Dear Jesus.
Oh man,
Dear Jesus.
bro, this has been fun. We should
Yeah,
definitely do this again.
Absolutely.
absolutely. I'm all for it.
100%.
Yeah,
Maybe,
yeah, this has been cool.
how
Call
many
it nostalgia
listeners do you
night.
have?
Like, I think in total I've got like 11 streams so far.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's my first week, so, and I haven't been pushing it like crazy.
How many podcasts do you have out?
This will be number 3.
Oh,
I
hell
decided
yeah.
to do one last night, because I was like, fuck it, I'll do another one, and then I just jokingly told you earlier and I was like, hey, do a podcast with me. You said sure. I was like,
You cut
fuck,
that
man,
out.
3 in a week.
Cut.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, they'll have a fucking field day with you.
Yeah, you can't say that word.
What
Uh,
word?
That one.
I don't know.
Oh.
The word.
Well, I mean, fuck. If y'all are down for it, after fucking couple hours tomorrow, I got time.
I mean, I'm down
got-
for
I
4
got-
flat tires. I'm off for the next till Friday night. So
Oh, fuck you.
yeah,
I
if you
just don't
want to.
have I don't have the wife and baby here.
Gotcha, man. Yeah, fuck it. We can do it. Even if I don't release it tomorrow, I mean, I could save it for a week. That way people aren't like, man, this guy is just pumping them out, That's annoying.
Yeah, you got to make them wait for it, dude. You can't just give it all to them. Like if you don't put the whole thing in unless you want them to fall in love. You only give them
Give 'em
half,
just the
bro.
tip.
Only give them half.
Yeah.
No,
I'll go balls deep when I hit 1,000.
There you go. That's
Hey,
what's up.
let's do it. No, I'll
So,
guest. I'll guest anytime you want.
Yep. All you got to do is
cool,
ask,
man.
man. I'm here for you.
I'm going to call you at 2 a.m. after I've been off my medication for 2 weeks and be like, Zero, I need you to guest right now.
Nope, I'm
You'd be
asleep.
like, shut the
I'm
fuck
asleep.
up.
You will not wake me up at 2 a.m. No fucking way.
Dude, if you call me at 2 a.m., I'm not even answering the phone.
Just land a plane in your front yard. Wake the fuck up.
Man, I ain't got no front yard. I ain't
Oh.
got no backyard. I live in
You
an
ain't got-
apartment,
You
man.
ain't got no donk.
Oh no, I do.
He be doing them squats.
I do. Yeah. No, I do fucking squats every day.
Giggity.
Every 45 minutes, give or take, I'll do 10, 15. Body weight.
Oh boy, got that donkey, son. Got that donkey.
And we ain't talking about the backside either.
How you doing?
Oh, dude. Yo.
Spit it out, man. It doesn't belong to you.
Oh, gross. Yo, do y'all listen to Joe Rogan?
Of course.
All the time.
Everybody listens.
Bro,
to Joe
did
Rogan.
y'all see the one he had on with that FBI undercover guy?
Mike Baker?
No, Mike Baker's CIA.
Fuck.
Scott Payne.
Scott Payne, absolutely. Yeah, that was a good one.
Dude, when he was talking about the cartels with that really well-endowed midget who would rape people for them, I was like, what? Dude, that's like the most unhinged
I fucking
shit
missed
I've...
that.
Yeah.
How'd you
Go
miss-
back
it
and
was
watch
towards
that
the
one.
end.
I missed that shit.
It was in like probably the last quarter of the podcast. He was like, "Yeah, man, and these cartels, one of their punishments they'd have if you crossed them, they had a really well-endowed midget who would rape people for them." And I was like, "What the fuck?" Dude, I was falling asleep and I heard that and I said, "Ding, I'm back. What happened?" It was
That's
it
so
was crazy.
fucking
Man.
funny.
Oh, dear Jesus.
Oh, dear Jesus, that's good. God damn
Yeah,
it, that's funny.
that's something, man. But yeah, no, dude, we'll do nostalgia night. That's what we'll call this. This will be us three. We'll be nostalgia night.
Nostalgia night.
We
I'm
don't
here
even
for
need it.
nostalgia night.
We don't even need it to be nostalgia night. It just, you know, fucking.
Whatever.
I mean, we can talk about thousands of topics.
Yeah, that's
Dude, we
true.
did
Yeah.
we did 40 minutes on on gaming, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Nostalgia gaming, though.
Yeah,
That's the
nostalgia gaming.
difference.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I mean, what we're at an hour and a half. I think we
Holy
still
Yeah.
have more
shit! It has
content
been
right
an hour and
now.
a half.
Yeah, I think we have more content than just gaming or nostalgia. We talked
Yeah,
about
that's true,
kolaches
man.
for 30 minutes, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't
we
even know what the
educated
hell
redacted
kolaches
on.
were. I learned a new thing today.
Yeah, get your
Oh,
ass to
bro.
Texas real quick. Good
Dude, just
morning.
come to Texas in general, bro. We need more Southerners here. We need less fucking Californians.
No, no, I'm moving to, so he's got
Mm.
to cut that out, by the way.
Yeah, I'll cut that out. I'm not gonna dox where you live. Don't worry.
Okay, I appreciate that. No, I need him where he's at so I can visit him and we'll go to the gun range together.
Yeah,
Nice,
I'm
man.
here for that. And then Diesel can come up and we'll have a party.
Hell yeah.
Oh, dude,
Just know,
we can get balling, and I'm gonna visit Egg too when we finally
dude,
move.
I would love to
Is
visit
Egg
Egg,
close
bro.
by here?
No, no, he's in Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
Damn, I gotta
It
cut
just so
that out too.
happens that one of my boys lives in Arkansas. So when we move, we're gonna drive down to Arkansas, go visit them for a few days, and then
No,
move
Diesel, you don't
to
have to
North
cut that out.
Carolina.
Arkansas is a big state. Nobody knows where the hell he's at in there.
Fucking Arkansas is not a big state.
It's big enough.
Arkansas is a
It's just a
forgotten about
it's just
state.
a bunch of fucking small towns.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know
And
what?
then
I'm
Little
here for
Rock.
small towns, man. I'm tired of this shit. I'm here for the little places.
I fucking
I'm
hate
gonna move to a
cities, dude.
flyover state one day.
No, don't do it. Just stay where you're at. You're
Not
fine.
worth it.
No one talks about South Carolina.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's fair. Nobody does talk about South Carolina, but everybody from
Yeah.
fucking Ohio and New Jersey moves here.
Oh, dude.
Flyover states.
Let me tell you, man. One thing I love from South Carolina is the second South Carolina string band.
Okay.
Okay.
Y'all never heard? They're recording. I wish I was in Dixie.
I mean,
Y'all never
No.
heard?
Dixie's the freaking
Yeah.
anthem around here, man. But
Dude, what are y'all? I gotta find that. I'm gonna share it in our group chat
do it.
because that is such an amazing song. Let me
And you can leave that in too, by the way. I don't give a shit if people know that I'm in South Carolina. Come and fuck around and find out. We'll make you disappear down here.
All right.
We ain't got the gators like we do down in Texas, but we gonna make you disappear, boy.
Yeah, I mean, we've got
Hold on. Boudin. You motherfuckers got Boudin down in South Carolina?
Boudin? No, that sounds like some Louisiana shit. That sounds like some
Oh,
Coonin.
absolutely it is, bull.
yeah.
I think that was one of the points I was getting at. So, three things I miss about living in Houston. Driving to Louisiana to get Boudin and drive through Daiquiri and kolaches. All my
So
three
wait,
things.
so I know you're not just gonna say Boudin and just run past it like I know what the hell you're talking about. What the hell is Boudin?
Oh, oh, baby boy.
Well, tell Daddy what's up.
Oh, baby boy. Boudin. Let's see. All right. Boudin is a pork and rice Cajun sausage. It's
Oh, that
also
sounds
very common to
okay.
use venison.
I mean, you had me at pork and rice. Like as long as it doesn't have freaking seafood in it, I'm here for that.
Oh yeah,
I
I
love
forgot you're a
seafood.
child.
No, so it's because I have taste buds that work.
Oh fuck you!
No.
I like seafood.
Well,
I love
you would
seafood.
Like seafood, you porky bitch.
Ah, fuck you.
Fuck you.
No, it's so here's a recipe: pork shoulder, celery, yellow onion, garlic, bell pepper, salt, chicken liver, cooked rice, jalapenos, thyme, oregano, paprika, green onion, parsley, black pepper, and cayenne.
Okay. I mean, that sounds good.
Oh, it's fucking
Sounds like something
fantastic.
Scale Cracker would make and bang his freaking paddle on the side of the pan at the same time.
Yeah,
See,
absolutely.
we have some low country stuff here, like chicken bog.
Chicken what?
Bog, B-O-G. Chicken bog. Like, nobody outside of South Carolina knows shit about chicken bog, man, and it is freaking good.
Enlighten me.
Okay, so it's like a one pot type of thing, right? So you just take a big pot of stuff and you put like a. It's just I don't know. It's you use like whole chicken parts with like the bones and shit in it. You throw the whole thing in the pot, rice, uh, sausage, certain little like spices and shit, and it's specific to Myrtle Beach and the whole Myrtle Beach Conway area down there. But dude, it is so freaking good, and it sticks to your ribs. That stuff will fill you the hell up.
That's the same way boudin is. Now you would like boudin.
It sounded like I would like boudin.
They make kolaches with boudin.
Oh, dude, boudin kolaches are pretty good.
Right?
I just learned
Yeah.
two new words today: boudin and
Boudin
kolaches,
and
and now I
kolaches.
find out that
Yes,
they go
sir.
together.
Dude,
Oh, like fucking
boud
cheese and rice.
Oh,
dude, boudin sounds like a Cajun word for pussy or
it
something.
does, doesn't it? Gonna go down there and
Yeah.
get some of that boudin.
Listen here, baby. Only three things you need out here in Louisiana. You need to get that boudin. You need to get some kolaches with boudin, and then you need that drive-through daiquiri. You hear me?
You know, look. Kolaches with boudin sounds like an innuendo, and I'm here for it.
Now I'll tell you. You go to
Based.
Louisiana, stop at a fucking drive-through daiquiri shop. They will give you a gallon of alcoholic daiquiri and a cup full of daiquiri, and very likely they fucking got some boudin on deck.
Living in a state where you're not even allowed to sell liquor and beer in the same store, that sounds absolutely ridiculous to me.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, in Texas, man, you can't sell liquor stores can't be open on Sundays.
Yeah. Well, no, they can be open. It's just like from fucking noon to 6.
Well, here's a nostalgia thing for you. I remember being in here in the Carolinas as a kid, and they still had blue laws. Businesses weren't even allowed by law to open until after 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Sundays.
Huh.
Damn.
See, man, we've got laws that certain places can't be open, like car dealerships for some reason. Apparently, apparently you won't go to church if you need to buy a car.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I'm
Like
debating on
car
going to
dealerships, a
church
lot of
tomorrow.
places.
Dude, we just got Sunday
Yeah,
liquor sale or Sunday alcohol sales like a decade ago here.
I think you can sell alcohol, but not at a liquor store, and it has to be after noon
Oh,
in Texas on a Sunday.
no,
Yeah.
like up until a
Like if
decade
you're,
ago, like if you went into a gas station on Sunday, they would have like caution tape on all the fucking coolers that had beer in them. You weren't allowed to even open them up. You couldn't. There was no alcohol sales on Sunday.
Well,
yeah, it's like that here until noon.
I
Okay.
remember going to South Carolina a few years back, and we tried to buy beer, and I got stopped by Walmart security. They were like, "Hey, you're trying to steal beer." I was like, "No, I'm not trying to steal beer. I thought I paid for it." They're like, "Yeah, we don't sell beer on Sundays." I was like, "Well, I didn't fucking know that." And they were like, "Oh, you're trying to steal this." What had happened was I looked at the person doing the self checkout, and I had my ID and everything, and I was like, do you need my ID?" And got no response. Whatever. They just fucking canceled it, I guess. And I scanned more items. So like, all right, well, I guess I'm paying for it. And
Mm.
fucking ended up. I was like, just take the fucking beer. I don't care. I didn't know it wasn't something you guys do. Can I leave? I don't give a fuck. Take the beer. I didn't pay for it. That's fine. Because they were trying to accuse me of stealing. I was like, I don't know your fucking laws. I'm not from here.
Yeah.
Fucking
Like
South
also it's
Carolina
not
idiots.
yeah, it's not theft until you leave the store. I'd have been like, fuck you. Take a
Yeah,
beer.
yeah. No, I literally did not know. Like, you can't leave the store with that beer. Did I pay for it? No. All right, take the beer. It was a fucking
I mean, it
hassle.
seems like problem solved. Like that didn't even have to be a thing.
It became a thing.
Of course it did, because some Walmart dickbag didn't have anything better to do with their time, and they decided to make an issue out of nothing.
Exactly. And he was like, "Hey, you can't. You're trying to steal that beer." I was like, "No, I'm not trying to steal that beer. I thought I could buy it. I don't know your laws. I'm not from here. I don't care about what you think or don't think I did. I don't take the beer. I'll get it in North Carolina. I don't care."
Yeah, man. I remember I got asked not to return to a Walmart after the fifth time. I refused to show them my receipt and just said, do a camera audit, work for your money. And it was like my fifth time going there in a week. They're like, hey, yeah, you won't show us your receipt. We're going to have to ask you not to come back. I was like, okay, I'll just go to the one close to me, I guess.
Yeah.
No,
And
I refuse to go to Walmart's anymore.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely not.
well, dude, the thing is, it's like they have everything locked up now behind glass, and it's like, or plexiglass, and it's like, bro, like this is so terrible. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they started like making an associate walk with you to unlock things while you shop. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Well,
The last time I
I'm
was at
assuming
Walmart,
you live in a
I
high
did the
crime
same
area.
thing.
Yeah. See, I live in a nice neighborhood that borders the ghetto. It's real weird.
Yeah, but it's a Walmart.
Yeah, man. And so the Walmart near me is just oh, yeah,
Dude,
it's not
do you
nice.
guys
I
have
don't go to
different? Do
Walmart.
you guys have different names for the WalMarts? Like here, like around
I'll be
where I
right back.
live, we have the redneck Walmart, we have the ghetto Walmart. Like, do you guys have different ones?
Um, Not really, but I mean, I live like in a suburb that's like right in San Antonio, basically,
Mm-hmm.
and there's too many WalMarts. Like when you get out to like the farther out suburbs and the exurbs, if they've got two WalMarts, it'll be like, oh yeah, that's the good Walmart, that's the ghetto one, and then the ghetto one, I'm like, dude, that's not ghetto at all. Trust me,
Mm-hmm.
it's ghetto because they've got like a white trash guy who asks for change, and I'm like, no, that's
Oh no,
trust
absolutely
me,
not.
that's not ghetto.
No, we have the
People
ghetto
have been
Walmart,
shot.
we have the redneck Walmart, we have the good Walmart, and then we have the one that's the next town over, like where, like, oh my god, dude, it's like inbred, fucking toothless hillbilly fat chicks with Tasmanian Devil Thug Taz T-shirts on still, like it's the
Bro.
craziest thing you've ever seen in your life. Like the
If
2
someone's
a.m.
listening
squad
to
at the
this and
redneck Walmart is the day shift at the hillbilly Walmart.
dude, if someone listens to this from Chicago, they're gonna be so confused. They're gonna be like, "Wait, isn't everybody in South Carolina inbred?" Because they don't understand the South.
No, they have no idea. And I don't give two squirts
Yeah,
of piss what fucking people from Chicago think about South Carolina.
yeah,
They can stay in their
yeah,
little socialist fucking wasteland as far as I'm concerned. Fuck them all and feed them fish heads.
yeah. Dude, I remember, man, when I was in Chicago in 2023, dude. Oh man, me and my son's mom had just broken up, and I'll be honest, I went wild up there, bro.
I had
That's a
fun in
crazy
Chicago.
place. Yeah, it was fun, man. I remember partying on a boat with a guy who I was in class with. I was up there to learn how to fix copiers, and he had a boat, but he didn't have his own house. And
He had a boathouse.
Priorities,
which
man. You gotta have priorities.
yeah, well, we took it out on Lake Michigan, and he's a black guy, cool dude, and bro, that's when I discovered how much I love black women. Because I had like all these like hot half naked black girls dancing on a boat with me, and I'm the only white person there. And I was like, dude, I don't know why. I just feel so at home right now. It was great, man.
This
It
feels
was
right.
awesome. Yeah, yeah, exactly, bro. Interesting fact. Black woman, white man marriages have the lowest divorce rate.
Well, yeah, because he's
I
afraid to
wonder
divorce
why.
her because she'll beat his ass.
Nah, I
No.
don't know, man. I'm gonna be honest. Like some of the most successful couples I've seen have been white guys with black girls. So
Yeah, I don't
That's why I
think
go
that. I don't
mixed.
think race makes a fucking bit of difference as far as relationships go, man. Like if both people are just good with each other, it just is what it is.
yeah,
Just
exactly.
because you've got a little more or less melanin than your partner, it's got nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, exactly, man. You know.
It's a cultural difference.
I mean, it can be, but
Yeah, it can be. Yeah. I think in some parts of the country, it's a bigger cultural difference than in other parts. Because, like, you come to San Antonio, the whole town pretty much is Hispanic. So, like, black people and white people pretty much have, like, the same or a very similar culture, you know? Whereas I'm sure if you go to a town that's, like, predominantly black, you'll have a different culture than you would, you know, like amongst races or something.
Well, yeah, once you start melding, things start to get a little, what's the word? I don't want to say muddy because that sounds weird.
Yeah.
kind of homogenized, you mean?
Homogenized, yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I don't know, man. I like black girls. He convinced me, my buddy from up there, because he was from Chicago. So when he got sent to training, he had to drive like 45 minutes. I had to spend 3 weeks in Itasca, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago. And a lot of Indian weddings there, man. A lot of Indian weddings at that hotel.
Indian, like dot or
Um,
feather?
Dot.
Okay.
Like from India, and because I don't think they have a big native population up there,
Right.
and dude, that's another difference I realize, man, is like when my generation says Indian, like people my age, we never have any question. We know they're from India, but when we get old guys like you, redacted, you gotta we gotta
I
distinguish.
hate you.
Ah, it's all good, bro.
The old shit.
But yeah, I crashed one of those Indian weddings. Let me tell you, man, I didn't know that it could be so fun. I had never been to an Indian wedding before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's
different
culture shock.
different
It was
cultures
fun.
dude. They have weird stuff, dude. The first time I dealt with a Mexican Christmas, bro. Oh my God.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, like those Mexicans don't need a reason to party. But if you give them a reason to party, holy shit, will they go all out? I mean, just singing, dancing into all hours of the night, and then they make this shit called ponche. Oh,
Bunchy.
oh my god, dude! Mexican
Hmm.
Christmas, that Russian Christmas that all the white folks do is garbage. Like, dude,
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know, bro. My next door neighbor, Mexican dude, and bro, whenever they throw parties, they go fucking crazy. It sounds so fun.
dude, it's
Um,
just the most ridiculous shit. Mexicans don't need a reason to party for any like they just you make three phone
it's a
calls.
very fun
Oh
culture.
yeah, absolutely, and laid back as hell too. They make three phone
Yeah,
calls and like 14 cars show up and everybody brings food and beer and somebody's got a boombox with CDs and like it's like a party like built for you like right then.
Goddamn right.
yeah, man. It's great. I remember though, like before I switched to night shift, I was working early morning shift,
Mm,
and I would go to work at 3 a.m. And so I walk out to my car, and it's 2 a.m. and I can smell weed in the air, and I'm like, what the hell? And I just hear like the just nastiest hacking cough ever, and my neighbor goes, "Oh hey buddy, what's up?" And then he like almost fell over, and I was like, yeah man, that's been a fun night for him. They're having some type of party, like someone's birthday party, and dude, there was like 50 cars on the street.
mm-hmm.
It was pretty funny. Well man, I would say this has been it's been real fun. It's
I
been
agree.
cool. So y'all are cool though. I like talking to y'all. So y'all are much cooler than some people I know.
So out of the three podcasts, how many
Uh-huh.
have been like guests?
None. Y'all are my first guests.
Well, hell yeah, dude.
Okay.
I feel honored.
It's a good way to
Heck
start the
yeah,
guests.
man. Yeah, I was gonna invite Bubba, but I was like, nah, he's just gonna bully me the whole time and leave.
No, I think we can. I think we can communicate to him to get to. In fact, he's in the other. He's in voice chat.
Yeah, him and McNerd, right?
Someone.
Yeah, someone else. Oh, him and his wife and oh no, Phil. Yeah,
Phil.
Phil'd be interesting to interview.
Phil would.
Absolutely.
I'd be like, so tell me about Bumble, and then he'd go into like existentialism. That'd be great. Or he'd talk about Pokemon cards.
Any of the above is a possibility.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, we got some great bros. It'd be cool to get more of the bros on.
No, I think it's entirely possible.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't want to have more than like 3 guests at a time, though. I feel like if we had, you know, 5, 6, 7 people in here, it would just be so chaotic. It'd be impossible to get a word in.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think even four is a little bit pushing it, but
Yeah, I think me and 3 guests. I feel like that would be the most.
If you ever get Squeeps in here, it's just going to have to be you and him because it's going to be.
Oh, dude. I'm gonna have to edit so much if I ever have him on.
It's going to be a 14-second podcast.
He is straight up the most wiggerish guy I've ever
Dude,
met.
he is insane.
yeah, but we love him.
Oh yeah, no, I
His
love
charges
him,
are
bro.
getting dropped potentially.
Good.
I sure hope so.
Yeah. I'll edit that out so he doesn't think we're talking about him.
Nah, fuck it. I want him to think we're talking about him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we should do this again, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, let's definitely do it again. And thank y'all for only giving me a little bit to edit. This is a long podcast, man.
Yeah,
this is almost 2 hours.
Hour 55, F51 right now.
Yeah, man.
And I'm about to go into the voice chat on the unnamed.
Yep.
Let's
On the
do
unnamed.
it.
All I've got to edit out is a city and the unnamed, and we'll be good.
Fucking right.
Heck yeah, guys.
A lot of
This has
fucking
been a lot of
scrolling
damn
to
fun,
get all the
fellas.
way down there.
Well then,
Yeah, man.
Hazel, I
let's cut it
appreciate you
now.
having
So
me
that
on, man.
I appreciate being
Yeah.
on here too.
Dude, I appreciate both of y'all coming on, man. Like I was, at first I think I told you I was a little bit nervous. I was like, oh man, what if it's like awkward or something? And then, yeah, no, it's cool. I don't know why I was even nervous. I voice chatted with both of y'all. Y'all are awesome to talk to. Definitely two of my favorite people.
Hell yeah, dude. Ditto.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course,
Zero,
bros.
Zero
So,
can fornicate himself, though, but you're all right.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
so. All right, bros. Well, let's end it here. Guys, if you're listening and you like this, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, fuck yourself. I'm just kidding. Just say sorry when you thumbs down. That way I know you're at least an apologetic hater.
Or even just
Go ahead and
give it feedback. What should we talk about?
Yeah.
Give us topics.
yeah, give us topics, man. We'll obviously talk about anything. We're gonna get off track and talk about all sorts of
All
shit.
sorts.
All the
But
time.
yeah, give us a topic to start with, man. That's cool. And hey, if you're listening on, Spotify only, because you love me and I told you to follow me on Spotify, just know now you can get it on YouTube and you can get it on Apple Podcasts. So go ahead and listen on all three. Boost my ratings. Do something. That'd be awesome. You only got to listen for a minute. Don't worry, you don't have to listen for the whole 2 hours. So, anyways, love y'all, bros. Love y'all. Hope y'all have a great night.
Love you
Take care,
too, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
All right, brothers. All right.